Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. So, over the last couple of months, I've done several videos on Tyson Fury and his connection to this guy, Daniel Kinahan, the Irish mob boss. Did a big video talking about how, I guess anything is possible when you know that Bob Arum was giving this mob boss consultation fees for, I think, 2 of the 3 Wilder fights. I think like $1 million or something, $1 or $2 million a piece or something like that. And when we found that out, if particularly me, right? I'm gonna talk about me because everybody has an opinion. But for me, I didn't think anything much about Tyson Fury and him cheating Deontay Wilder in those fights. Even the possibility, because when Deontay Wilder was talking, and I really don't want to beat a dead horse, right? Let me adjust this picture while I'm talking to y'all. When he was talking about people being involved and people in boxing being corrupt and people being paid to do things, talking about Mark Breland, talking about the judges, talking about people in his camp, talking about just organizations, right? It made me say, man, Deontay Wilder is, like, there's no proof, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't strike me as a guy to make up a bunch of excuses, okay? It did seem a little crazy talking about the costume was too heavy. But when the stuff that he was talking about, egg weights and gloves and judges being paid and, just corruption, and Tyson Fury is a cheat, and we know that, but he has no proof, right? But he said it's things that were mentioned to him, but he would never go into specifics. As a result, rendering me to conclude that there's no damn proof, so I can't say it happened. I only deal with black and white. I'm not going to deal with the gray area. But when we found out that Bob Arum and Tyson Fury were paying this guy Kinahan $1 million or $2 million for the first 2 Wilder fights in consultation fees, my thing was, what the hell is why does Bob Arum need to pay somebody consultation fees? Especially that amount of money. With Bob Arum being in the business for as long as he has, you figure people would be paying him consultation fees. So it just made you wonder if a mob boss who is involved in racketeering and corruption and has, a lot of money, who to say his reach ends in Ireland or his reach ends in England? Who to say his reach can't extend all the way over here to the United States and into professional boxing? And who's to say his reach can't extend over to Deontay Wilder's camp, or into the judges, or to the referees, or sparring partners? You see, so it gave us a reason to kind of peel that scab back again and say, okay, let's revisit this. So now that had kind of died down, but to me, I felt like, hey, well, there's smoke, there's fire. Left it alone. So now Tyson Fury was trying to get into the United States, and they denied him entry to the United States. Now, of course, there's like 600 people with alleged links to Kinahan who've been barred from entering the U.S. Doesn't mean they're guilty of anything, but it just means that you have some kind of association with them. The United States isn't comfortable with it, so as a result, you stay over there at your home, which is, in England for Tyson Fury. And it's frustrating for Tyson Fury, but for me, with Kinahan, who's now based in Dubai, he has no criminal convictions and denies the allegations. But he's definitely not coming to the States. Kinahan does, because there's a $5 million reward for him and I think his brother. So Kinahan's staying put. He's not coming anywhere near the States. But my thing is, we're not sure how long this is going to play out. But with Tyson Fury, this man bought a lot of property in the States. He always talking about going on holiday and coming over here, and now he can't. And I'm not sure if his wife and children are barred too, but I would think that his entire family wouldn't be allowed to come across the waters. And that sucks. It really does, man. But Tyson Fury goes on and he says, just because I take a picture of a guy doesn't mean that I've done anything illegal. But you know, just makes you wonder what the hell. Because one thing we know when it comes to the feds, if they decide, once they decide to come after you, I'm not saying they're coming after Tyson Fury, that means they have more than enough to prove involvement and get a conviction, right? And with Tyson Fury and Bob Arum, I'm not sure if there was, I don't know if there's anything crazy going on, but I still think no one can convince me that Bob Arum needed to pay that guy Kinahan $1 million in consultation fees. I think it was 3 or 4 fights, but it was the first 2 Wilder fights. But it was like 2 other fights I think he paid that man consultation fees of upwards of $1 million to $2 million. I think it was $1 million. So you figure 4 fights, consultation fees totaling about $4 million. It just doesn't make sense to me. And all the articles I've read and the research I've done, it still doesn't make sense. It just doesn't add up. And when you listen to Bob Arum talk about it, Bob Arum was 90 or something like that. Bob Arum talking like he has peanut butter in his mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like he's full of crap. And I'm like, you know what? It's just horrible. But I'm not saying that Deontay Wilder losing those fights has anything to do with the mob bosses dealing. But I just wish Tyson Fury wasn't, you know, his name wasn't linked to this, man. I really wish it wasn't, man. Because it's just not good for him, man. You know what I mean? But I really feel bad for his wife and his kids if they really were planning to come over here, hang out, summertime, chill out, and they can't. This man put a lot of money in the properties out here. But it is what it is. But I don't know, man. I read another article that talked about seizing this man's property he just bought in Las Vegas. That's crazy, man. I got to find that article again and put the link down in the description. So if they're going to start doing that, there's got to be a reason. You know, you just can't come out here and decide you're going to start, freezing people's assets. Like that's just not how it works. You know what I mean? That's just not something that you do. Just all of a sudden decide you want to start seizing people's assets. But anyway, man, I'll go ahead and I think I'll leave it as that. It's crazy, man. Let you guys go and do your own research and figure it out. I know there's a lot of times when it comes to these kind of topics and issues, especially out there in England, there'll probably be a bit more coverage, a bit more specific shed on it. Because Tyson Fury do more interviews over there. If he's done any interviews, probably be more interviews over there, and some of those interviews don't make it to the internet. And I'd be interested to see what he has to say, you know. But we know Tyson Fury, if he decides to fight again, it's going to be Frank Warren's going to be involved, Bob Arum, and it looks like he definitely is going to be coming out of retirement to fight for that undisputed distinction. I do not think he's going to fight Francis Ngannou at all. Francis Ngannou, I think, would murder Tyson Fury. But anyway, we'll leave it as that. Just wanted to bring that news to you, let you guys form your own opinions. I think for the most part, people are going to be split on this. But for me, I don't care about all the other crap, right? I just want to know why in the world, like something that makes sense, that has teeth. Why would Tyson Fury pay Bob Arum and Tyson Fury pay this man consultation fees? I don't get it. Bob Arum has too much experience with paying this man consultation fees. I'm not saying paying somebody consultation fees is out of the norm. I'm just saying I can't understand why Bob Arum would do it. Doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. As always, shout out veterans. Y'all keep safe. Thanks for the support. And I am in the breeze.